So when we arrived to the property is very unkept. The trees are growing up in the yard. But once you actually finally made it into the house, you had an S path that kind of went through the kitchen with dogs stacked on top of each other that you had to get around, and the floor had caved in, so these kennels were at an angle with dogs inside of them. There was cats mixed throughout the dogs. It was disgusting.
A lot of the animals that were in wire crates, we had to cut the fronts off of the wire crates because they were crammed in there with newspaper, and as the animals urinated on it, it swelled up, and then they would get stuck in the wire crates.
One dog was in a crate that it actually could not stand up. It had to lay in its crate, and that's all it could do. It was heartbreaking to see that. There was cobwebs everywhere. The ammonia was off the charts. It was hard to breathe in there, so I can only imagine how these dogs felt being stuck in there all the time.
I believe it was around 60 animals that we removed that day. The condition of the animals varied. They had fleas. A lot of them had upper respiratory issues where they were coughing and sneezing.
When we made our way through the path of the house, some of the dogs that would greet us at the fronts of their cages, their little tails would be wagging, and you could tell they were really happy to see us. Considering these dogs' conditions and how they had been treated, it was amazing to me that they were still so happy to see a person and forgiving and loving.
Once we started pulling the animals out and they could get outside and get out of those cramped cages and get some fresh air, yes, they warmed up quickly and were very happy to see us.
When we're able to do rescues like this and save these animals, this is why we do what we do. This is the reason why we go to work every day and we drive around the state, and it just makes you feel good at the end of the day being able to help.
So once we were able to get all the animals out and inventoried and loaded into the rescue trailer, it took us approximately 8 hours to get back to Mackland that night due to the weather conditions, the snow and ice and just the extreme cold. It was a very, very long trip, but it was well worth it to help those dogs. It gives me a sense of accomplishment, something I'll be very, very grateful for the rest of my life, being able to help the animals that we have helped over the last several years.
We noticed there was a recent rescue, and many dogs were going to be needing a home. So we decided to start looking.
Knowing Banjo's background, we knew that he had had a hard life previous to coming here. So we made sure that we opened up the house to him nice and easy when he first came aboard, and gave him space that he needed. But he opened up within a couple of weeks, and he loves all the neighborhood dogs, and it's a lot of fun because he really enjoys his time now, and he's opened up quite well.
His spirit is definitely high energy. There's some days where we just have to go walk it out or run it out because he does have a lot of energy, as does my 5-year-old son. But then he will curl up and relax on the couch and just be the best family dog that you could ever want.
Banjo and Jack get along great. They're two peas in a pod. They've got a lot of energy. They love to run outside. They have a good time. But what's neat is that Banjo is very respectful of Jack's size. He bumps into him on occasion, but he's always watching out for him, and they're a good tag team. They have a lot of fun together. They
are best friends. When you have an only child, really a dog is your son's best friend. They wake up together, they go to bed together. They keep up with one another.
Banjo is my best friend. We run around and have a lot of fun. Every morning I take the box out from the pantry and I dump it in his bowl.
Jack likes to feed Banjo in the mornings. Jack's still a little too young to walk Banjo because Banjo's so strong, but he loves to go with us on the walks and walks around the neighborhood.
You would have no idea that he went through that kind of trauma and stress. He adapted to our family almost immediately. Anyone that's met him understands that he is a healthy, happy dog that loves to play, loves to eat, and loves people, loves his life. He brings so much joy to our lives. We take him everywhere. We take him on our vacations, we take him on our float trips, we take him to our neighbors' houses. He is part of our lives, and I wouldn't have it any other way.